Good morning. My name is Elaine Gagliardi, and it is my privilege to serve as Dean of the University of Montana's Alexander Blewett III School of Law, and to welcome you to the law school's 113th Hooding and Commencement Ceremony. I want to especially thank American Bar Association President-elect Bill Bay and University of Montana's President Seth Bodner for joining us today and taking part in our hooding ceremonies. Today we honor the awesome law class of 2024. We celebrate and honor you for your diligent study of the law during the last 3 years, for your demonstrated commitment to serving others, and for the energy you will devote to implementing and improving our system of justice and our world. We have a tradition at the law school to give those who are leaving us and moving to their next step a clap out. Parents, partners, children, family, faculty, and friends of the class of 2024, please stand and join me in clapping out and congratulating the law class of 2024. Today you move from 3Ls to graduates, and in doing so, you did not take this journey alone. I want you to look to your left and to your right, in front of you and behind you, and at all those who are in this room to be with you today, your family, partners, friends. The journey from the beginning of 1L to the end of 3L happened as part of a community where each member of your class contributed to make our school a more vibrant, caring, and compassionate place to live and learn. Thank you. Thank you for your energy and enthusiasm that you brought to honoring and reimagining our many law school traditions that make us a community now and that tie us to all those who graduated before and who will come after you. Thank you for making those traditions yours and doing them your way. The law school and those who come after you will benefit from the kindnesses, ingenuity, and leadership each of you has contributed to this community. Your actions have defined our school as a place where we care. We care for our community, for justice, and for a world where future generations will thrive. You have demonstrated your caring by giving more than 1,600 pro bono service hours during your tenure here at the law school. Studies have shown that health and happiness depends on relationships and on being part of a community. My uncle, Alex George, who was a graduate of this school, would remind me often that in giving to my community, I receive more in return than I have given. And I hope you feel that way as well about all you've given to build this community. You have given a great deal during the 3 years at Montana's law school to make this place vibrant each day. In return, this community that you gave to and nurtured sustained you during your time here and your journey through law school. The law school community and the members of the class of 2024 have also been enriched by the support and encouragement of each of you who have traveled here today to celebrate the achievements of these graduates. It is important for us to pause so that we may show our appreciation for everyone in this room who has worked each day of the last 3 years to support the graduating class of 2024. I ask the graduating class to stand and express with applause your gratitude to the family and friends who are here for you. At the beginning of today's ceremony, I want to read the law school's land acknowledgement. This law school is on the traditional lands of indigenous peoples, the Salish, Xanka, and Gillespie peoples, as well as Blackfeet, Nez Perce, Shoshone, Bannock, and Coeur d'Alene, had and continue to have a crucial presence in the area. We acknowledge the role the legal system has played in the removal of indigenous people from these lands, and through our commitment to education, service, and scholarship, strive to improve the quality of justice for future generations. Doing so demands respect for tribal sovereignty and indigenous cultures, as well as accountability to the needs and perspectives of indigenous peoples, who from time immemorial to the present and until the end of time protect and remain connected with this land on which we gather, live, learn, and work. One of our law school commencement ceremonies traditions is an honor song to recognize the accomplishments of today's law graduates. I am pleased to welcome Benji Headswift to the stage to perform the honor song. Please stand if you are able and remove your hats. Thank you for that tribute. I would like at this time to introduce our stage party, beginning at my far left, your far right. Assistant Dean of Director of Admissions, Mary Althauser. Assistant Dean of Students, Katie Stack. Associate Dean, Andrew King Reese. University of Montana President, Seth Bodner. American Bar Association President-elect, Bill Bay. Adjunct Professor, Bob Carlson. Assistant Dean of Students and Registrar, Charity Atterbury. At this time, I invite Deans Atterbury and Stack to present the student awards.
Thank you, Dean Gagliardi. From the beginning of their journey at Alexander Blewett III School of Law until now, each member of the class of 2024 has explored the ever-forward movement of the law with the utmost intellectual curiosity and hard work, and in doing so, has demonstrated integrity of character and a commitment to compassionate service.
Today, we celebrate and express gratitude to each of these students for that hard work and commitment, and yes, to caring for yourselves, your community, and the world outside our community, families, and one another. You have made an indelible impact on this law school, and this place is, and we are, better because of you.
It is our honor to share with you today the names of those in the class of 2024 who have exemplified the characteristics that imbue the terms counselor and advocate with the noblest of purposes and intentions. As we read the names of the award recipients, we ask each recipient to stand.
John P. Aker, a beloved graduate and law professor at the University of Montana, sadly died at the early age of 37. The John P. Aker Award was established by his classmates to recognize outstanding achievement. I am confident that Professor Aker would have been privileged to know and teach Monty Cole.
The Edward A. Kremer Award was established by Alice Kremer in memory of her son, Andrew Kremer, and his father, Edward Kremer. The Edward Kremer Award recognizes the best research paper in the field of environmental law. This year's award goes to Brianna Anderson for her paper, Forecasted Rise in Royalty Litigation, Post-Production Costs.
The Dean's Award is given each year by the Dean of the School of Law in recognition of outstanding student leadership. This year, we're pleased to recognize Skylar Anderson.
Norman Hansen was the founder and first editor-in-chief of the Montana Law Review. This award recognizes the best appellate brief in appellate advocacy and goes to Hannah Good.
Justin Miller, a member of the class of 2013, became an Associate Justice of the United States Court of Appeals and served for many years as the president of the National Association of Broadcasters. The Justin Miller Award recognizes the best contributor to the Montana Law Review. This year's award recipient is Mariah Williams for her paper, Significant Montana Cases and for her contributions to the Montana Law Review as articles editor, training manager, author, and mentor.
Membership in the Order of Barristers recognizes outstanding achievement in appellate advocacy. This year's recipients are Sawyer Conley, Rachel Parker, Teague Paulson, Michaela Stone, Parker Streets, Monty Cole, Holly Oldcrow, Eileen Lee, and Allie Stapleton.
The Exceptional Pro Bono Legal Services Award recognizes exceptional volunteer legal services to benefit those who lack access to adequate legal services. This year's award winner is Brock Flynn.
The Emmett C. Anglin Award recognizes a student who exemplifies dedication and commitment to the needs of low-income people. The award for this year goes to Douglas Damshin.
The Paul Rafferty Award is given to a graduating student who has demonstrated exceptional dedication and diligence in their approach to their clinical work. This year's award goes to Brock Flynn.
The J. Martin Burke Award recognizes a student who shows dedication and excellence in completing the clinic requirement. We are pleased to recognize Walker Cunningham.
The Clinical Legal Education Association Outstanding Student Award recognizes excellence in both the fieldwork and seminar components of clinical legal education. This year's award goes to Rachel Parker.
The William Frost and Malin Smith Award recognizes exceptional work in the Marjorie Hunter Brown Indian Law Clinic and the strong commitment to protecting and enhancing the rights of Native people and tribes. This year's recipient is Holly Oldcrow.
The outstanding law student of the class of 2024 is nominated by members of their graduating class. Individuals nominated for this prestigious award exemplify good character, service to the legal community, service to the law school, and service to their fellow students. This year's outstanding student award goes to Hannah Good.
The Intellectual Property Law Section Grad Award recognizes students with demonstrated interest and exceptional ability in the areas of intellectual property law. This year's award goes to Amanda Spear, John Gardner, and Elise Keenum.
What an incredible group. Please join us in applause as we congratulate this year's award recipients. Congratulations all.
Thank you, Dean Zatterbury and Stack. Please, I think we already did this. Please join me again in congratulating these award winners and the donors who make the awards possible. As we celebrate the achievements of today's graduates, I would like to acknowledge our faculty and staff who have guided them on the path to success and the achievements that they have reached today. The faculty and staff of the Blewett School of Law have been instrumental in transforming the students you entrusted to us 3 years ago into the graduates you see before you today. I'd like our faculty and our staff to please stand so that we can thank them for all that they have done in making our community and getting you to this point. So please stand. The graduating class chooses a classmate to give the student address each year. And the law class of 2024 has nominated Amy Rathke. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage.
is going to be way too short. How's my sound? Can you hear me? Thank you, Dean Gagliardi. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, there's going to be some participation, so let's just loosen up a little bit. Like, staff, faculty, family, and friends, it's my pleasure to speak to you this morning on behalf of the Alexander Blewett III Law School graduating class of 2024. To my classmates, thank you for electing me as class speaker. It's an honor, and I'm humbled by the responsibility of telling our story as I see it. This morning, I'll offer some context on my perspective of our time together, a few key lessons learned, and my hope for our futures as attorneys. And while there's this very polished professional expectation that we have of lawyers, I mean, I've already ruined that, this speech might pinball between appreciating everyone here with a lot of gratitude, but also some grief. As my brother Michael says, I might pop out of gear a few times. It's gonna be an emotional journey. Let's begin. First, a caveat. My perspective on our shared experience has been profoundly different than what I expected when we all first gathered in August 2021. Since we started this educational journey, I have also been getting an education in grief. The day we started classes in August was the day after I lost my brother Nick in a tragic car accident, and I lost my mom Mary to an aggressive form of leukemia over the holiday break of our second year. I dedicate this speech to them. My diploma I dedicate to all the Rathkes, including my brothers Michael and Matt, and their wives Tracy and Becky, and my dad who is watching from home. Where's the camera? Is it over there? No, really, where is it? I can't see. It's really bright up here. To the left. Okay, if we could all just turn towards the camera and say, "Hi, Bill," on 3, that would be awesome. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Hi, Bill! Love you, Dad. And actually, while we're at it, guys, the round of applause we gave earlier was a little bit weak, and I just want us to give a massive round of applause to everyone in this room who traveled to be here and supported us throughout the last 3 years. Can we really give it? Yeah. I also must thank my partner, Brandon, who was there supporting me through every high and low of this journey. I love you. But back to the class of 2024. When I found out I was elected graduation speaker, I assumed it was because I'm older than almost all of you, and you thought I'd have some wisdom to impart. Instead, I want to share a few things that I learned, not through the years I have on most of you, but things I learned alongside you and from you these last 3 years. Some of these lessons might sound trite, like you went through the biggest tragedies of your life and all you ended up with are sayings that belong on the side of a mug. But that's the thing about triteness. Things become used and overused when they're true. It's wild to me that my journey started in tragedy and is ending at a podium. Sorry, this is a lectern, right? This is a lectern. That's lesson number 1. Actual lesson number 1. My classmates, faculty, and especially staff taught me what it means to treat people as a whole human. I will never forget emailing Dean Weaver at 10 p.m. on the Sunday night before classes started to tell her what had happened to my brother. She wrote me back 7 minutes later. And okay, there we go. Please focus on what you and your family need. Law school can and will wait. Dean Atterbury had the same message when I emailed her to tell her about my mom's passing. My friends, if you are ever in a position to give someone grace who's experiencing tragedy, do it. They will remember you and pay it forward, as I absolutely intend to do. Lesson number 2. You can almost always find common ground with people, even those you think you disagree with about everything. For example, George and I might disagree about the importance of school board elections. But we absolutely agree that it's crucial to consider cryptocurrency in estate planning. Frank and I might disagree about the proper time to show up for exams. But we absolutely agree on the delight that is Ted Lasso. Carrie and I are at opposite ends of the height spectrum of our class, and let's be honest, the political spectrum on certain issues. But we agree that the Irish countryside is best experienced from behind the windshield of a cargo van. I could go on, but you get the idea. The common ground is usually there if you take the time to look for it. Lesson number 3. The success of your friends is your success as well. And celebrating each other costs nothing, but is worth a great deal. I encourage us all to mark those occasions without downplaying the effort they took or rushing into the next pressing task. I numbered this incorrectly. It says lesson 5, but lesson number 4. Tenacity and grit will get you far, but they don't mean much without kindness. Every single day of the last 3 years, I have benefited from the grace of my classmates. I appreciate that we're a small enough school that looking out for each other matters, and I hope we continue that in our individual practices. I'm so grateful to have the chance to study with you, work on group projects with you, learn from you in class, and occasionally send a text to a group thread with you that really goes sideways. Even more than that, I'm glad I got the chance to stand on a kickball field, sit around a dinner table, and float Montana's rivers with you. It's been an honor to live the life of the mind with you for the last 3 years. Today marks a threshold where once that small hurdle of the bar is crossed, we get to become more than students. On that note, there are many of us who have never been anything but students in our lives. You are some of the most diligent and hardworking folks I've met in law school. But I want to say to you, don't hesitate to get out there and fail a few times. As lawyers, we'll always be students in some sense, but from now on, there's no more syllabus. For all of us, starting today, we'll only be graded by our character as judged by ourselves and the people around us. Life only gets more complicated from here, and the stakes only get higher. In my experience, we'll learn the most from the messiness that comes our way. Embrace it. Let it make you better. And call me anytime. There's a phrase in Latin that feels appropriate at this moment. Age quod agis. According to Ellen, who got her master's degree in Latin, it translates to do what you're doing. Focus on the task at hand. We've done this during law school, and I think it's excellent life advice as well. It's a reminder to stay focused on the present moment, control what you can control, and not worry about the rest of the world. But I'm also called to reflect on the Latin motto of my undergraduate university, non nobis solum nate sumus. Not unto ourselves alone are we born. I know you value this one because you've shown me you do. Throughout law school, when the waves of grief were too high for me to see outside my own lifeboat, classmates, staff, and faculty found ways to float sticks of driftwood over to me. You helped me right my boat when it capsized and patch the holes that sprung up in the bottom. It's a testament to this community that even when I felt like I was taking on water every day, I was able to keep rowing. You've all shown me that we have an obligation to look beyond our daily lives and ask how we can contribute to making the world a more just place. And since this speech is dedicated to my brother and my mom, two of my favorite people to get righteously angry with about what's not right in the world and figure out how we can contribute to make it better, I ask that we all reflect on the violence playing out around the world right now and what's within our power to do to change it. It's our great privilege to engage in civil discourse, free speech, and debate. And there are places right now in the world where we wouldn't even be able to gather to celebrate without fear of violence. I ask that we do not waste that privilege by letting these issues remain distant news stories or videos in our smartphones. I believe we have a responsibility to be engaged citizens, not just in our local communities, but nationally and globally. It's my hope that we will not just interpret laws and policies, but have the courage to question them when necessary. The task at hand is complete. Now we can get on with the task of considering our impact on our community and our world. I thank you, and it's my absolute honor to be among the first to say, congratulations to the class of 2024.
Thank you, Amy. At this time, I would like to welcome to the podium former American Bar Association President and Adjunct Professor Bob Carlson to introduce our speaker.
Thank you, Dean, and thank you, Amy, for your very poignant and powerful remarks that are a lesson for not only the folks in this room, but those beyond. So, I've done this a few times. I've been fortunate enough to be in this room. 45 years ago, give or take a couple of weeks, I was sitting like right about there in the second row, two seats from the aisle, that old alphabetical thing. Since that time, I've had the opportunity to introduce other presidents or past presidents of the American Bar Association. Certainly didn't think that when I was sitting there 45 years ago. And I've discovered over the time that it's become more and more of a quandary of what your role is here to introduce the speaker. Each time it gets harder because the people who you introduce become closer to you and more of a part of your life. So today I thought I'd make it simple. And I know that the role here is to be brief and not take over the show, and I'm not intending to do that. But you have to understand this, that this law school is a special place. The staff and the faculty and the students here know that, and I hope that the family members that are here know that. And today is very special in your lives, and you need to take some time right now to soak that in and keep this feeling with you, all of you. Keep this feeling of power and joy and optimism with you. So what's the quandary? The quandary is, so what do you look for when you invite a speaker to such a school, such a wonderful school in such a wonderful setting in Montana? So it's easy enough to say, well, he's president-elect of the ABA, and in a couple short months, while you're struggling with the bar exam, he's going to become president of the world's largest voluntary bar association. So of course you would want somebody like that, but is that enough? And you don't get to be president unless you do some things. So you have to be a visionary leader. And in Mr. Bay's case, my good friend Bill, he has been just that his entire career. He's been a leader of the State Bar of Missouri. He's been a leader and president of the Metropolitan Bar of St. Louis. He's served on countless committees and continues to serve to this day on commissions at the request of the Supreme Court of Missouri. He has been a member of the Board of Governors of the American Bar Association and chaired the Finance Committee, which is not an easy job. He was chair of the House of Delegates, the American Bar Association's policy-making body, 600 people from all over the country. In fact, he was my chair because I was president when he was chair of the House. And you're supposed to take a little time off between being chair of the House and being president of the association, but something happened. You might remember it, COVID-19. And in that time, he was tasked by the then president to co-chair something called Practice Forward, to help lawyers members and non-members of the association, and judges and court staff figure out how to practice during a pandemic and to practice forward. And he did it remarkably. So, you want a visionary leader? Check. We've got Bill Bay. You want somebody that's a skilled and experienced lawyer, judge, or public servant? Well, Bill's a high-level business litigator with a partner with the St. Louis office of a national law firm, Thompson Coburn. His clients vary from major financial institutions to manufacturers to post-secondary institutions. He's a member of the American Law Institute, which all of you students will remember wrote those wonderful restatements of various things, all things good and great in the law, right? You want somebody that's recognized by their peers, right? So he's a fellow of the American Bar, a fellow of the American Bar Foundation. He's received several awards, including the Spurgeon Smithson Award, which is the equivalent of the State Bar of Montana's Jameson Award, the top honor from the Missouri Bar, and the Distinguished Lawyer Award, the highest honor awarded by the Metropolitan Bar of St. Louis. Bill also went to law school, shockingly, at some other UM, the University of Michigan. He also graduated from the University of Missouri. So there is a little bit of a theme when you decided to call somebody that has two UMs in his name to speak at a third, right? The best one. He saved the last best place for last. You also want somebody who's relatable, right? Because somebody with a sense of humor, somebody who enjoys a variety of interests outside the law, somebody who knows how to practice well-being, somebody who loves other things like science fiction and movies and music and books, and most importantly, desserts, especially ice cream and donuts. Somebody engaging, entertaining, and optimistic, who values others, who takes the time to listen. Somebody humble and caring and empathetic, committed to his family and to the profession. Someone who helps you feel better and want to be better. I am so thrilled that you have chosen my good friend, Bill Bay, to provide remarks on this very special day. I invite you to sit back, enjoy the moment, and have fun with this ride. Please help me welcome Bill Bay, the President-elect of the American Bar Association.
Well, the guy Bob described isn't coming, but I'm taking his place today, so it's good to be here. It really is an honor to be with you here as we celebrate or continue the celebration of the 2024 class of the Alexander Blewett School of Law at the University of Montana. It's already been a pretty spectacular morning. I mean, the bagpipes, Amy's remarks, oh my gosh, this has been great. You're about to join a profession that since the founding of the Republic has been called upon to lead. As some have said, it's really a special moment. It's an end of an important chapter in your lives, but the beginning of a new one. Everything you've experienced in school, at home, in your communities has prepared you for this time. And the adventure begins tomorrow. Or better said, the adventure resumes, but in a different direction tomorrow. Because tomorrow you go out in a world beyond law school for the first time with a law degree. I know the bar exam's ahead, but by the end of July, that'll be in your rearview mirror as well. I want to take a few words to say a special word to those who are here to support each graduate. I know people have talked about that, but you guys represent the overwhelming number of people, and you honor the graduates by being here today. Each person in the 2024 class is a son, a daughter, a spouse, a relative, or a friend of someone here. Thank you for attending. This is a moment you will always remember. It takes a team effort to get here, and that team includes family, friends, and parents. My wife had a small Post-it on her bulletin board in her office, which I think really speaks to this moment. She had written on it, "Prepare the child for the road, not the road for the child." It is something she believed in. I suspect you do as well. Thank you for all you've done to prepare each graduate for the road. It's not easy. I'm sure there have been turns. There may have been detours along the way. There usually are. You have been a presence in their lives. You have supported them as they put in the long hours and hard work required of them to reach this day. Now you have the privilege to see them accomplish their dream of graduating from law school. On behalf of the profession they are about to join, thank you very much. Thank you also to Dean Gagliardi and the graduates for inviting me to address you today. A special thank you to President Bodner, who honors you by his presence here. Thanks also to the faculty and staff for preparing you for this day and beyond. I've met many of them over the last 2 days. It's a cool group. To be honest, I jumped at the chance of coming to Missoula and participate today in no small part because, as Bob said, I'm a dessert guy, and I have a particular fondness for the Big Dipper. Best ice cream place in Montana. Just saying. I also like the Mo Club. Go figure. The dean did not have to twist my arm to accept the invitation. In addition to stops at those places, I'm supposed to provide a few words of wisdom before you receive your diploma. It's a big responsibility. In some sense, I feel like an unlikely choice to be your speaker. Of course, I was asked because I'm soon going to begin my term as president of the American Bar Association. But I marvel at such an unlikely journey this brought me here. I'm from Missouri. I grew up on an unpaved street in the city of St. Louis, and most of the streets were paved. No one in my family was a lawyer. Indeed, I never met one until I went to law school. Incredibly enough, it took me a while to grasp that my professors were lawyers. But by the time I graduated, I still had never been to a courthouse, and I could not have found one in my hometown with a map. And yet, how's that for a resume coming out of law school? But I still am here. And perhaps that's the larger point today. For each of you, it has been a unique journey to arrive at this place in this room. You have a story to tell that is yours alone. Many choices lie ahead. It is a story whose next chapter you will begin to write tomorrow. I want to spend a few minutes today to talk about the journey ahead, the connections you will make, the choices you have made and will be asked to make, and the kind of person you will choose to be, because that'll define your story and the direction of your life and career. As I prepared for today, I spent some time recalling my own law school experience. And when I arrived there many years ago, it was my first time to leave the familiar. I knew no one. I was a stranger in a strange place. And my classmates were different. Our experiences and perspectives varied widely. They dismissed things I highly valued. They were from places I'd never been to and some places I'd never heard of. They were of different races, ethnicities, genders, backgrounds. Heck, they weren't even fans of the sports teams I loved. And maybe your experience here has been the same. That's why I so loved Amy's remarks. But over time, I learned an important truth. We shared one important trait, and each of us had chosen to be part of a profession and the law school we attended. And that connection made the difference. I came over time to view us as a fellowship. These people became my friends. They came to my wedding. 45 years later, they came to my wife's funeral. The fellowship has been strong. When you walk out of here today, wherever you go, remember the connections you make here today with your classmates and with faculty. It will make a difference in your life. Perhaps when you least expect it, perhaps when you most need it. And that is what it means to be part of a profession. You're part of a fellowship because of the connections you have made here. But fellowship without purpose is not enough. Otherwise, it's just a club. Being part of the legal profession is so much more. We stand for something. I came across a phrase which I thought captured perfectly what we do and what our profession stands for. As lawyers, we strive to make justice real. When you represent a client at their time of crisis, you will make justice real for them. When you provide legal resources and a helping hand to those in need, you will make justice real for them. When you advocate for fairness and diversity, you will make justice real. When you stand up for the voiceless, you will make justice real. When you treat fellow lawyers with respect and concerned about their well-being, you will make justice real. When you support the rule of law and our judicial system and those that serve there, you will make justice real. There's no better example of this than the work we do in the organized bar, and particularly the American Bar Association. Part of my story is that I was a reluctant convert to involvement in the profession. But over time, I found that bar work complemented what I was doing in life. It gave me the opportunity to be a part of a local and national conversation about our profession and a way to have an impact on a larger scale. It broadened my view of the world and what I thought I knew from the perspective of my own backyard. I developed relationships that brought me here, friends that stand by me whatever life throws my way. I learned if you want to make a difference, sometimes you have to do something different. The ABA gave me that opportunity. Let me encourage you to explore the world of your bar association community, the State Bar of Montana, and your local and state bar, wherever you may be headed, and the ABA. It is part of the way you can work to make justice real. So as you prepare for next steps, you may be unsure of what is ahead, or you may be sure of what's ahead and be surprised that it's not exactly what you planned sometimes. You will enter the profession at a very important time because the future is very uncertain. The news screams at us every day. It arouses our passions for this position or another. It is hard but essential to maintain a balance between what you can change and what you care about deeply, and to understand the difference. The challenges confronting our profession and our world are real. There seems to be a crisis everywhere we turn. People are questioning values that have long been held sacrosanct. New developments in technology come at us daily. Conflict and controversy seem to be our regular companions. You already know that change is the only constant. Indeed, change is the challenge of our time. There are no easy paths or choices. However, we can be certain that lawyers will be called upon to lead. It will require every one of us, every one of you, to be part of that. But in these days of uncertainty and constant change, let me suggest 3 things you can rely on. 3 choices you have made that you should never forget. Number 1, you made the choice to be part of the community here at the University of Montana. Wherever you may practice, whether you practice at all, this place, the people sitting next to you right now, and the connections and experience you have shared together will always be an essential part of who you are. Don't ever underestimate that. Second, from this day forward, life will be different based on the important choice you made to become a lawyer. But never forget, it is not all of who you are. Life is more than the law and the work we do. Take care of yourself and your family. Wellness and balance in life are essential foundations of a satisfying life and career. You have made choices to invest your life in things that matter, your faith, your family, your friends. Never doubt the importance of those choices. They will matter most when you experience the joys of triumph and the anguish of tough moments. Third, remember that it is up to you to choose the kind of person and lawyer you want to be. Choose to be the best version of yourself. There's no better time than right now. It's not easy. I fail often. You may as well. But each day presents a new opportunity to reset. So what else should you remember as you continue your journey tomorrow? I don't have to tell you that life is about relationships. So is the legal profession. It's a contact sport. Conflict is part of every day. We love to disagree, but it'll be important to disagree without being disagreeable. In short, learn to disagree better. We need that in our world now more than ever. Give people a second chance when they've disappointed you. It may not have been their best day. Be quick to forgive. There are many wrongs, real and perceived, you will endure. And never hesitate to say, I'm sorry, when it's needed. It is a power far beyond any argument you make in court. Say yes to the opportunity to serve when it knocks on your door. That is an essential part of making a difference in the community where you live and practice. You are prepared. It may not seem like it right now. It is true. Your professors, the faculty, have taught you about the law, and most importantly, how to learn and approach issues. You've had practical training. You're ready. I'm not saying there will not be difficult days. There will. I'm not saying you'll never be weary of working hard. You will. I'm not saying it will always be easy or that you will not face uncertainty or doubt. Of course you will. But on your most difficult day, remember the sense of enthusiasm you had for the law on your best day. In my experience, it really helps. I wish you much success to each of you in whatever you do, whether it's practicing law or not. But remember, true satisfaction will come from a life that focuses on things that are not always obvious, the unseen things that form the core of who you are, your character, what you stand for, the things that last. There's a lesson here. We can dare to dream of doing great things, handle the big case, achieve prominence in politics or an organization, be successful however you define that. If it happens, it's wonderful. But the essential part of life and practice is the people. What you do for others is what lasts. For the client you will represent, their matter is the most important thing they're facing. And they will choose you to be their voice, their advocate. They will rely on you. They will put their trust in you. It's an awesome responsibility, but you're ready. Remember the things I suspect you have known since an early age. And perhaps you've heard them from your parents. Do your best every day. Care about other people. Treat everybody fairly. Listen and see things from the other person's perspective and extend grace to others. Develop a discipline to do these things. Always, always, always choose those things over chasing whatever the world defines as greatness. Greatness isn't defined by awards or a paycheck. True greatness lies in faithfully and consistently living out these values in service to your community, to the people that live there, to the clients that seek your help, and to the profession that needs you. True greatness lies in the small things that you choose to do to serve others. Have the goal every day to do the next right thing that is right in front of you. Choose wisely, choose to serve. But most importantly, whatever comes, choose hope and optimism. Congratulations, class of 2024, and make sure that a stop at the Big Dipper is part of your celebration. It will be for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those inspiring words and for being an example for all of us to follow. And we have something that we are just so glad you're here, a Montana Law sweatshirt.
Montana swag is very valuable outside Montana.
And a piece of art to have you remember us by. Now's the big time. Each year, the students choose a professor to serve as reader, and this year, Professor King-Reese has that honor. I invite Professor King-Reese to come to the podium, Dean Stack and Director Althauser to come forward for the hooding, President Bodner to congratulate you after I hand you your diploma, and I now ask Professor Wandler, as Marshal, to lead the class of 2024 to the stage as their names are called.
Brianna Anderson. Skylar Anderson with a Master's of Business Administration. Anna Belinsky with a Master's of Public Administration. Amanda Blair. Ellen Bolin Monroe with high honors. Brian Brammer with honors. Lenore Bushy. Tana Campbell. Hannah Klaus. Monty Cole with honors. Sawyer Jarzina Connolly with honors and with certificates in American Indian Law and Natural Resources and Environmental Law, and with a Master's of Environmental Studies. Walker Cunningham with honors. Douglas Damshin. Jennifer Damshin with a certificate in American Indian Law. Lauren Eileen D'Angelo. Robert Dees. Cade Del E. Ray. Paul Doherty with a certificate in American Indian Law. Mason Dumars. Amber Ellison with certificates in American Indian Law and Natural Resources and Environmental Law. Lucas Erickson with honors. Tennille Filesteel. Brock Flynn with pro bono honors. Lauren Fox. John Gardner. Hannah Good with high honors. Mariah Greenstein. Michael Hagestad. Skip Haugen. Jared Hunsaker. Samuel Johnston. Dania Jones with a Master's of Business Administration and with pro bono honors. Matt Johnson. Elise Keenum. Matthew Kennedy. Jennifer Kiefer with honors and with a Master's of Public Administration. Levi Kimmel. Morgan Lawton. Eileen Lee with high honors. Zoe Malters. Quinn Taylor Motichka. Theodore Muth. Tamara Newlin. Bethany Nyman. Holly Oldcrow. Elizabeth Orvis. Xavier Pace. Rachel Parker with high honors and a certificate in American Indian Law. Teague Paulson. Samantha Perlegos with honors and with a certificate in natural resources and environmental law. Rebecca Poliquin. Amy Rathke with a Master's of Public Administration. Carrie Repke with pro bono honors. Clark Seaman with honors. Abby Shea. Amanda Spear with honors. Stephanie Stalkup. Alexandra Stapleton. Zachary Stauffer. Michaela Stone. Parker Streets with honors and with a Master's of Business Administration. Frank Stumbo. Adam Taub. Catherine C. Troiano. Natalie Vasquez Lopez. Samantha Vaneski. Lucas Vining. Natalia Kathleen Vujadinovich Voyich with a Master's of Business Administration and with pro bono honors. Elizabeth Walker. Gordon Wallace. Dylan Wells with a certificate in American Indian Law and with a Master's of Public Administration. Mariah Williams with honors. Samantha Workman.
It is almost time for you to move your tassel to the left, I think. It's an honor to welcome President Bodner to confer the degrees. Will the class of 2024 please rise? President Bodner, on behalf of the faculty of the Alexander Blewett III School of Law at the University of Montana, I am pleased to present these candidates for the Juris Doctor degree.
Thank you, Dean Gagliardi. And it is an honor for me to stand before this group and state that by virtue of the authority of the Regents of the Montana University System, and upon the recommendation of the law faculty, I confer the Juris Doctor degrees upon those of you who have successfully completed all of the requirements. Let us recognize these successful candidates.
I get to say it too now. Congratulations to the graduates of the class of 2024. Let's go ahead and... As you enter a profession that is immensely fulfilling and rewarding, I encourage you to each day to express gratitude to the people who assist and support you in your quest to help your clients and to make a difference for others. Recalling the words of Ferris Bueller, life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. So I encourage you to savor your journey in the law. Reflect on your accomplishments, celebrate your victories, and learn from failures. But most importantly, throughout, focus on your ideals and values. In the words of A. Bartlett Giamatti, who served as president of Yale University and who influenced me as I began my studies there, he said, "You must know that idealism is not paralyzing but liberating, and that to strive for principles, even if the journey is never completed, is to tap a vast source of energy, the energy to commit to do your best in the precious brief time each of us is blessed to have. You must not waver. I know you will not." Again, congratulations. As we leave the theater, please walk to the law school to join us for a reception to celebrate your grand achievement. I look forward to visiting with each of you at the school. Congratulations.
Good. Wait outside for you guys.